I can't believe this is a real report from the Observer, but Meltzer would write this. However, the NWA had 8 no-shows and put on what everyone I talked with was called a very bad card in Los Angeles on Thursday night. Most of the no-shows were guys who were pulled from the card for financial reasons, meaning the cost of flights from Honolulu to Los Angeles and then to Charlotte, as opposed to Hawaii to Charlotte, then Nassau. And the card was advertised with a 7 p.m. start, but a good percentage of the tickets printed listed an 8 p.m. start. But the show started at 6:35, even though very few people were there, and it ended before 9 p.m. So if you arrived at 8 o'clock, like your ticket said, you missed most of the show.
Damn.
This, to me, is how you kill a town. This is almost unforgivable that it's this sort of who's on first. Did you know all of this is happening at the time, or are you just hearing about it after the fact?
No, in the wrestling world, Conrad, as you've probably grown to know over the many years that you've been involved, bad news travels so fast. It's almost embraced. It's just like, we thrive on this shit. And I think that's kind of where we were there. Yeah, we were aware of it. It steps back to where, Jimmy, God bless him. I mean, he was so good to me, and I thought the world of him. But I could see that his hands were tied in a lot of times, and he was just a guy that just didn't. He hated to say no. Did you get that feel when you talked with him in those wonderful interviews you did?
Yes.
He just didn't want to disappoint talent. He was that parent that would let you stay out late.
Yes.
And he just had a good heart. But he needed to make some change. He would eventually see the light, so to speak, but it was too late.
Well, I'll tell you, we got some unhappy folks. Meltzer would write this. In recent weeks, the promotion has lost Terry Taylor, Big Bubba Rogers, and apparently the Rock and Roll Express quit this afternoon from all the reports out of New York because they're unhappy about their push. The odds of Steve Williams returning are less than 50-50. Sean Royal quit, as well as names like Chris Champion, Brad Armstrong, and Eddie Gilbert might as well have disappeared. And there are others who are looking to get out as well.
Yeah. All those guys could have been utilized.
Yes.
All those guys, you can look at that graphic if you're watching on
YouTube.
Thank you. And you can say, well, why didn't Big Bubba win the Bunkhouse Stampede?
Right.
Doc. I can see why the Rock and Roll might not win it because they're a team. But quite frankly, it was been an opportunity to elevate somebody's perception. We missed on that opportunity, and we gave it to someone who had the most TV exposure and long running in the whole company. I guess you could argue Flair might be that guy, but they both shared a spotlight that was beginning to get too small.